Hello and welcome to the Life Accelerator. Congratulations for purchasing a tool that can help your personal growth for the rest of your life. This extensive video and audio library has been intentionally designed to equip you with the things you need to live the life you've always wanted. We like to say, buy it once, use it forever. What this video and audio library contains is all of the pay-per-views that Orrin Woodward, who I'll introduce here in a moment, is on the call with me, and myself have produced over the years, and all the ones to come. So always you can check back and come back here to gain more information and the latest and greatest, and we will present timeless and timely information. What we will teach in this library is designed to help you accelerate your growth through life, so that you can improve your impact, improve your influence, improve your fulfillment, increase your happiness, and overall just live the life you've always wanted to live. And so we will do that through teaching principles, which they never change, and we'll teach techniques, which do change. The little thing is that techniques are many, principles are few. Techniques always change, principles never do. So we will always be giving you a foundation of principles, but we'll be coming back again and again to teach you timely techniques. So on the call with me is my longtime business partner, almost going on 3 decades now, Orrin. I can hardly believe it, but I'd like to introduce, I'm Chris Brady, and with me on this call is Orrin Woodward.
Glad to be here, Chris. Super excited to share today.
So this library is constructed around some very important key cornerstones that the whole edifice is built up on. And Orrin, I guess if you explain the concept of an ownership mentality versus a renter mentality, because that's going to be necessary for people to understand and choose the owner mentality as they start to knife through all this information we put in here.
Well, if we go back in time and we talk about the American dream, the dream of coming to America was all about ownership. Man, they couldn't wait to leave the old world where they were peasants and serfs and get to the new world where it didn't matter what your last name was, didn't matter if you had any aristocracy in your past, that you could achieve something in America because you could own your own farmland and you could produce your own goods and actually make it in the world. And so once that started, it became just a flood of people coming to America to live the American dream. And yet today, you find that there's a lot of people that are shying away from ownership. Like, oh no, I just want to get a good job and nice secure benefits. I don't want to take any risk. And so it's amazing how quickly things have flipped back to like the old world. America used to be the new world, but now people have that same mentality of, let me just get something secure and I don't really want to take any risk and attempt to ownership. And yet, if you take a look at the people who achieve the most in life, they have this ownership mentality. And I don't just mean owning things, although that's certainly part of it. I mean owning responsibility for your purpose, for your dreams, what you want to achieve, owning responsibility for the personal development so that you can grow into the person capable of achieving those dreams. And so like personal development is read, listen, associate, and apply. That's the whole point of this Life Accelerator, is to introduce the concepts necessary for you to move from a renter mentality to an owner mentality. And Chris, I think it starts with one of my favorite books that you've written is Pales. And in Pales, you talk about responsibility to own your dream and identify your purpose and pursue it.
Yeah, Orrin, it's all about owning your life, taking responsibility to be in charge of the results in your life. You can't necessarily dictate the circumstances or the hand that you're dealt, so to speak, but we can determine our own response. And if we do that productively enough over time, we can achieve anything that our heart dreams of. And so in the book Pales, the idea was to help people take ownership of their dreams, take ownership of the life's purpose that they can detect as they live out their life, as the days go on and they gain in wisdom and understanding and they walk a mile and then they can see another mile. But the whole concept, Orrin, is you're putting across this idea of the ownership mentality is that you take ownership of your own life and you take responsibility for the results that you get.
Well, Chris, this reminds me of an old quote from Heraclitus who said, "A person's character is his fate. Now, let's kind of wind that back a little bit because I think it even goes beyond just character because character is part of leadership. But if we were to say that from our perspective, it would be a person's understanding of the three keys to wealth is his fate. If you understand the three keys to wealth, you can go out and achieve so much. And if you lack understanding in those three keys to wealth, you are going to suboptimize your life's results.
The idea of this Life Accelerator for you, our new subscriber, is to dive into these videos and master the three keys of wealth. So let's introduce them to you here. The first one is literacy, or let's put a qualifier on that, financial literacy. The second one is leadership, and the third one is leverage. Oren, let's dive into each of those three really quickly so the viewers get an understanding of what they're going to learn from the Life Accelerator.
Well, financial literacy, this is the lifeblood of every entrepreneur. If an entrepreneur or somebody who attempting to achieve anything doesn't understand money, we live in a monetary economy. No money, no business. No money, no ability to do or achieve anything. There's no resources. And so understanding financial literacy helps a person develop and gain hold of resources to move in the direction of their dreams. So very simply, if we were to define what financial literacy is, it's spending less than you make and compounding that over time, allowing the compound interest to work for you rather than work against you. And if we take a look at the modern world, how many people are out there with this renter mentality that are renting other people's money and they have compound interest working against them all the time? They go to bed at night and no wonder they're stressed when they wake up in the morning because compound interest actually, they lost more money while sleeping. And when you're sleeping and losing money, you're off to a bad start in life.
Oren, it's amazing because almost everything that we've been conditioned to believe about money is incorrect. Almost everything that is common knowledge for most people out there about money is exactly backwards from what it should be. And so we try to peel back the curtain. Oren, you wrote a great book called Exposed, and I love the analogy that you drew to the 1999 movie, The Matrix. And in that movie, if people will remember, there was a computer program that was running into people's minds to give them sensory load and perceptions to make them think they were living a real life. But actually, they were being exploited for the energy that they produced, and their brains were just occupied with this fake simulated life. Well, you drew the analogy to that with the financial situation in our world. First of all, finances can be hugely complex. And that's partly by design, because if they can obfuscate the details of money and make people think they can't understand it, then they can lead people like a bunch of lemmings to the slaughter. And you show through your analogy that there is kind of this financial matrix. Now, we're not talking about dark conspiracy. We don't even need to go there because there doesn't need to be that for the banking system to profit at the expense of people being ignorant. There doesn't need to be that for the government to overspend in order to buy votes for itself in its next term in office. All those things are unfortunately part of fallen human nature. They don't need orchestrated conspiracy to make it happen. But it behooves the viewer here to learn the true situation financially, to understand how things actually work, because what you don't know is hurting you. If you've ever felt financially that you're swimming against a current, that somehow the scales are tilted against you, it's because they are by design. The average person is being exploited by, or in what you call the financial matrix, and we will, through the Life Accelerator and the content of all these hours of videos that are in here, we will help you see it for what it is. A lot like Neo in the movie, when he finally learned to see everything for what it was. He could see the computer code cascading down the screen, and he saw it for what it was, and then it was easy for him to work inside it and manipulate his way out of it. It's going to be that same way for people taking the financial journey with us as they learn financial literacy.
We teach money is just a tool. And if that tool is working against you, then it's like a siphon plugged into your house and it's siphoning money out of your household because you have compound interest working against you. Or you can have money as a tool compounding for you. And that's like, now you've got a